Hey friends, welcome to Gardening with Creekside and this week's nursery tour. We use these nursery tours to give you real-time kind of a look at the nursery to see what is growing, blooming, and thriving here in Dallas, North Carolina, a Zone 8A. Having lots of fun just kind of walking through the garden center and showcasing things that you would be interested in. So of course the nursery is open Wednesdays through Saturdays 9 to 3. This Saturday, May the 25th, you need to get here early. The early bird gets the worm as far as the plants, and our friends Joe and Megan will be here from Food Junkie with literally the best donuts you have ever had in your entire life. I don't even know how to describe them. They're not Krispy Kreme, they're not Dunkin' Donuts, they're somewhere in between, but times 1,000. They are spectacular. So make sure you get here Saturday morning. They'll be up and ready to go when we open the nursery at 9, and they'll be here until they sell out. The staff does their part for sure and enjoys their donuts. So make sure you're here bright and early on Saturday for Food Junkie Donuts. What we want to talk about is, of course, here we are, end of May, right? It's hard to believe. Memorial Day is right around the corner. June is knocking on the door. It is still a great time to plant your shrubs and your perennials, obviously your annuals here in North Carolina and the surrounding areas. Sometimes we have to get a little worried about the window of when is it going to start to get too hot. We're good. We are still planting here at the nursery, and you absolutely can plant at your home as well. Of course, it was 10 days ago that we had that tremendous flood that literally wiped out our entire shrub lot, and we had two main channels that came through. One was this area that literally picked up the shrubs and took them away. A lot of people were super sweet and kind in their comments, and they're like, y'all, plants are resilient, plants are strong, they'll come back. And I was like, yes, if we had the plants here. When I say they were washed away, I mean they were literally gone. We cannot go find them in the creek. They are gone. So somewhere along down the creek, South Fork River, somebody is having some great shrubs, or they just were completely annihilated. However, we are restocked. We have lots of plants for you to choose from, because some people were saying, you know, I didn't know that you were open, or have you recovered? Yes, praise the Lord. Thanks to all your prayers and thoughts and well wishes, we are back and open and better than ever. So let's talk about some of those great foundation shrubs, things that you can be adding to your garden, because we have a lot of people that either are wanting to redo things, especially Memorial Day weekend. Maybe you're thinking about spending a day in the garden. What can you look at? Well, some of our favorites here at the garden center are those tried and true shrubs that are evergreen, that just are low maintenance, high performing. For example, sprinter boxwoods. Now, some people love boxwoods. I'm one of those people. Some people hate them, and some people are like, nah. Sprinter boxwoods are great because they can do anywhere from sun to shade. They are a Japanese boxwood. They are not an English boxwood. What that means to you is that they're more disease resistant. Also, sprinter boxwoods, boxwoods in general, tend to be very, very deer resistant. So if you have deer problems, deer pressure, the boxwoods would be a great line of defense. Now, is any plant deer proof? No. But these boxwoods, you can maintain them anywhere in that 2 to 4 foot range, tall and wide. They respond beautifully to being pruned. I'm going to show you some in the landscape that we have here at the garden center. Just a great foundation plant, low maintenance, and very easy. They pair beautifully with our sunshine ligustrums. Sunshine ligustrums are going to be a full sun shrub that keep this beautiful chartreuse color year round. These are going to be a little bit more columnar and wispy, so you can tell that their growth habit tends to be much more freeform. We recommend that you prune them one time a year, and really that's coming out of winter and going into spring. They are going to be hardy in zones 6 to 10, full to part sun. If you don't get enough sun with these, they'll turn green. They'll lose that chartreuse color. These do really well typically in the back of the bed, especially if you have, you're doing a house, the front of your house. These do really well in the back. They will go anywhere, can be managed anywhere from 3 to 6 feet tall, 3 to 4 wide. Now 6 feet would be at mature size in 10 years. They respond really well to being pruned. one time a year, full sun. Other than that, you just let them go and you enjoy them. Barberries, I'm a huge fan of barberries. I know some people don't like them because they have thorns. For me, that doesn't bother me. I mean, I do roses, so this is not that big of a deal. Here we have Sunjoy Neo, and I know we just have a couple right here, but Sunjoy Neo, again, is a full sun plant. And when you have that full sun, you're gonna have this gorgeous reddish with a little bit of an orange tint to it. You can see where maybe the sun doesn't go, it's a little bit more green, but Sunjoy Neo is wildly popular here. People gobble this up like crazy. It is going to be 2.5 feet tall and wide. So this, you could almost, like you could do the Sunshine Ligustrums in the back, your Sprinter Boxwoods next, and then you could intermingle these barberries. You have got massive loads of color for the front of your house and no flowers, right? You don't have to have flowers in order to have color in your garden. Hardy in zones 6 to 8, definitely the full sun. So that means a minimum of 5 to 6 hours. If you're not gonna get the sun, you're not gonna get this beautiful color to them. Again, shape them up one time a year and there you go. They are deciduous, but if you have, say, your evergreens behind it, it will be totally fine. So the Sunjoy Neos. Loropetalums are a huge hit here in the South for very good reason. Again, super low maintenance. This is the Ever Red, which is going to give you, instead of those like hot pink flowers, you get more of a dark red flower on this. And Ever Red is going to be hardy in zones 7 to 9, full sun to part shade, 5 to 6 tall and wide. So it's going to get a nice mound to it. You only have to prune this when necessary. This is not something that you even have to prune once a year. It's just if you need to kind of keep it in check, give it a little haircut, and there you go. Another beautiful pairing here is Abelias. So all of these are intermingled together, right? You can mix and match these however your little heart's content is. This one, of course, is the beloved Kaleidoscope. All your Abelias are going to be in that full sun to part shade. So I would say a minimum of, what, 4 to 5 hours minimum, all the way up to full sun. They are a southern plant. They're going to be hardy in zones 6 to 9, have more of a mounded habit. Kaleidoscope, of course, has that bright color. Now, if that's a little too, wild there for you, then we have the Mucho Gusto. And Mucho Gusto has a more classic, shall we say, color palette to it, more green with a little bit of cream on the edge. You've got those red stems, beautiful. It tends to be a little bit more tight and compact, just great evergreen shrub, super low maintenance. That is just going to be a beautiful structure for you. Now, if you need something a little bit taller, like you need a focal point, we have got 2 of these in the privacy berm on the nursery side. This is Sweet Talker. This is a viburnum, and it is an evergreen viburnum. You can see that it has got that beautiful, nice kind of glossy green leaf to it. The new foliage has a little bit of a reddish pinkish hue to it, like a little more of like a maroon color. Sweet Talker gets its name because in late winter, it will be covered in little tiny pink tubular flowers, like trumpet shaped, that have a delicious fragrance to it. Now, Sweet Talker is she's gonna get big. That's why I say if you need her like at the back as a specimen piece or like part of a privacy screen, this would be a wonderful one to do because she can get 8 to 10 feet tall, but only 3 to 5 wide. So you can keep her checked in as far as like how wide you want her. It is fragrant, it is early blooming, it's very durable, low maintenance, loves the sun to part shade, and it prefers moist, well-drained soil. And then you want to prune it. If you need to prune it, I have not even pruned mine immediately after it flowers. So maybe it's getting a little too wide and you need to rein her in, or maybe she's getting a little too tall or you just want to shape her up. As soon as she finishes flowering, then that's when we want to go ahead and give her a prune. Now, coming on down here, we have got loads of options for you. Lilacs. These are some gorgeous lilacs that have come in that are just beautiful, right? So we have got
they're still here. They were hanging out in the
Oh, are these the ones? So, y'all, this is crazy. This, you know, if you've ever dealt with water, you know anything about water, water always finds the lowest point and it goes that way. So this is lower than those plants that are up on the creek bank. So where the B&B trees are, and there's some shrubs over there. We had these lilacs over there and they didn't get touched right beside the creek bank. But it's that higher ground, they never got touched, but things down here further away from the creek bank did get damaged. So we've got two different kinds for you. So we're gonna kind of walk you through. First of all, the leaf structure on these plants are gorgeous. They're like an elongated heart shape. I love them. I mean, they're very different than, say, my Bloomerang dark purple, much larger. This particular lilac is the Centura double blue. So let me show you that lovely tag. Of course, lilacs are known for their just delicious fragrance in that early spring. It signifies spring for so many people. It is hardy in zones 2 to 8. So my people that say, you never have anything for me in the colder zones. Well, here you go. I got something for you. Zones 2 to 8, full sun. Lilacs need the full sun. And it's rare to find a plant that goes from zones 2 to 8. So even as an 8A, you absolutely can grow this and have success with this. Superior color, rich fragrance, intricate double flowers bloom in a unique shade of blue. The size on this is going to be 6 to 8 tall and wide. So you can tell by looking at the double blue as compared to just the Centura Pura? Yeah, there we go. This one's going to be a more petite one. Still has those really nice big fat leaves on it. You can see it's mildew resistant. This is going to be 4 to 6 tall and wide, hardy in zones 2 to 8. So it has very dense, tidy habit, supremely fragrant blooms on it. Disease resistant, very easy to grow. So you have got lots of options for you. Jerry said we sold a few of those this past weekend. I currently do not have any lilacs in the signature garden, so Jenny may need to grab 1 or 2 of these and, you know, put them in the Proven Winner signature garden there for sure. My folks who like something that need a small tree, then I would encourage you to check out Soft Serve. Soft Serve is a camariciferous. It is going to be, I have it growing, it does really well here. I've had great success with it. This Soft Serve is going to be hardy in zones 4 to 8. Now it's 6 to 10 tall, right? Has kind of that classic, little bit of that pyramid, which you want to think of like a Christmas tree shape to it. And then it's 5 to 6 wide. So it's not going to be ginormous like a Thuja Green Giant, but it's not going to be, it's going to be a little bit bigger than a North Pole. North Poles are very slender. This is going to have a little bit more of that Christmas tree shape to it. So it's kind of that in-between tree, beautiful foliage on it. It's going to be sun to part shade. I really encourage you to check these out if you're looking for something. You know, put this in the back with that mixed border. You do a couple of Soft Serves, you throw in a Brandywine, you put in a lilac in there. Gorgeous.
I think it would do good on the corner of the house.
Yes, it would do well on a corner of a house. Absolutely. So this would do really well on the corner of your house. Just keep in mind you need to come away from the house. So what I tell people all the time is, let's have a little moment here, a little education moment, okay? So this is how you do this with any plant. It doesn't matter if it's this plant or any other plant. Look at the tag, look at your information. This says 6 to 10, no, that's tall. It says, sorry, hang on a second, 5 to 6. 5 to 6 wide. So let's just go for the big side. It's going to be 6 feet wide at maturity. So you think of if the plant is 6 feet wide, and we're going to start in the center, so half of 6 is 3. So you're going to come out from the corner of your house 3 feet, and then I like to give, when you have a tree like this, give yourself an additional 2 feet, because you want to go and be able to get behind it, maintain your house. You don't want this growing on top of your house. So it's 3 feet wide from center, plus an additional 2 feet for you to be maintained, 5 feet. So this Soft Serve, you need to come 5 feet away from your house. That way it can grow up nice and tall and big and beautiful. It's not
going to be 5 feet at the top.
No, it's not going to be 5 feet at the top because it's that pyramid, right? So it's going to be, it's fatter at the bottom and then it goes up. So at the bottom, and you have plenty of room. It's not going to overtake your house. It's not going to crowd your window. You've got plenty of room. So that just is a way to think about, how do I space these plants?
You know, they prune the Nellie Stephen holly to
Look like this, right?
It does not want to be that.
No, it doesn't. So Jerry's not mic'd up. But what he was saying is, in case it didn't pick it up, is a lot of times, especially here in the South, I mean, I can speak of the South because that's where we live, contractors, builders will put a Nellie Stevens holly right on the corner of your house. And then you're battling that tree to keep it very pruned in this kind of that conical shape like what this is. Nellie Stevens likes to be nice and wild and free. I have them up near the chicken coop. I have never pruned them. I want them nice and big and bushy. So this is going to be one that you're never going to have to prune. Like, you just plant it 5 feet away from the corner of your house and you're good to go for years. Oh my gosh, y'all. Now, I know we have a couple of these because this was something that did get washed away, literally washed away in the storm. Look at this, y'all. This is Aphrodite, and Aphrodite is a sweet shrub. Some people call them like sweet bubbies and all this other stuff, but it's a sweet shrub. Clearly, Aphrodite, you can see, has these beautiful maroon flowers on it. That this is the time of year that they're opening up and beginning to bloom. There's buds all over it. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous shrub that is hardy in zones 5B to 9. It is going to be more in that full sun to part shade, 5 to 10 tall and wide. I have one reserved. I had pulled it before the flood at the house for the signature garden. This is something we're going to put off in the distance. 5 to 10 feet tall and wide. I personally I want it to go big. I want it to be that 10 tall and wide. From a distance will be absolutely gorgeous. So there you go. Look what has started to bloom. And these survived the flood as well.
Yeah, they were on the high side.
They were on the high side. The butterfly bushes, Pugster pinker. Now the Pugsters, of course, are going to be your petite shrub, 2 to 3 feet tall and wide, but they had the full size bloom. Pinker might be my favorite. They came out originally with Pugster pink, and then they came out with pinker because, well, it's pinker than pink. It's more of a rich pink. The first one was like a baby doll pink. Y'all, this thing is compact. It is covered in buds. It will bloom its head off all the way to a hard freeze. I think it does too. I mean, you look, like, show them those, how massive those are. So, like, this is my hand, right? And you get that huge flower on it. And then as you go down, they just keep blooming. Hardy in zones 5 to 9, definitely a full sun shrub. Needs tons and tons of sun, and it likes to be a bit more on the dry side. If you have a wet, soggy area, do not plant a butterfly bush there. It will not do well at all. If you know Jenny's favorite flower of all time are gardenias, and this is Steady As She Goes. Steady As She Goes from Proven Winners is going to be the larger gardenia. Pillow Talk is going to be smaller. Steady As She Goes is bigger. Massive coverage of flowers. Still has lots of buds on her. Classic, delicious gardenia fragrance. It is without a doubt my favorite flower on the planet. I love the fragrance. It is a southern shrub, hardy in zones 7 to 10. It is going to be full sun to part shade. So I would go more on the sun side, and you're thinking minimum of 5 hours. 5 hours to full day. This one is going to be 3 to 5 tall, 4 to 7 wide. She gets big. Classic gardenia. You know, if you're in an older garden and you see a gardenia, more than likely it's going to be a big size. That is Steady As She Goes. If you want a smaller one, then that's the Pillow Talk. But I mean, y'all, I adore these shrubs. They are just delicious and wonderful and fantastic. Now, I want to show you really quickly some of the plants in in their natural habitat, shall we say. Just to give you a quick little update on how things are doing. We have had, you know, obviously massive amounts of rain, but look how well this signature garden has handled it. Jazzberry is doing really, really well, getting nice and thick and full. Could she be blooming a little bit more? Absolutely. She's not been water soluble fertilized. We're going to work on that to get her just absolutely covered in flowers. But you can see right behind the jazzberry are the sprinter boxwoods. So the idea is when we planted these sprinter boxwoods is that in 3 years, when they're almost basically at maturity, that they're going to be touching each other. I want to create a hedge here. So we did not prune them this winter coming into spring. We just left them alone. We will do that next year. Give them a little shape up. So you've got those sprinter boxwoods, and then come on over here and you can kind of see how the Angelona is filling in. This is the Angelona, the Wedgwood Blue, Angel Face Wedgwood Blue. I put them in here this year so that they would give a little bit of a filler between the sprinter boxwoods, and then these are the Little Lime Punches. Little Lime Punch hydrangea is just a great, really strong blooming, strong stems. Kind of the same thing with at maturity, these hydrangeas, they will be kissing each other, and the hydrangeas and the boxwoods will be kissing each other. I'm using my annuals in the meantime while I'm waiting for my shrubs to really mature. Remember, the first year they sleep, the second year they creep, the third year they leap. So when you've got shrubs, trees, you've got to give them at least 3 years to really start kicking in and reaching their full potential. You've got to be patient. Gardening will teach you patience for sure. And then an update on the annual plantings here in front, because y'all were with us when we planted them, and everybody is filling in great.
And this plant here was...
It was pathetic looking.
It was very, you know,
it was
leggy.
very leggy. It was very stringy. I said I was going to come back and prune it. Life happened. I never did. Yeah. And so when we planted this, y'all, this is why we preach this so much, is because we all live very busy lives, right? Very full lives. I don't care who you are, you more than likely don't have time to spend in your garden, you know, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, right? If you go ahead and amend your soil when you plant the plants, it relieves so much time and energy and stress later on. When we planted these, I added Biotone starter fertilizer for those strong, healthy roots, and then the Proven Winners time release fertilizer. That is it. We have not water soluble fertilized these at all, and that was three weeks ago, a month ago, I don't remember. And look, this verbena has completely thickened up. As we come down through here, some of even the petunias, like Mini Vista Indigo, it too was a little, you know, scraggly and sad looking. So again, are they full of blooms? No, because it's been raining its head off, but they're covered in buds. They just need sun. Now, I am going to come back through here in the next couple of days and give them a good shot of fertilizer, because we have the signature experience coming up in 4.5 weeks, and when we have our 50 guests coming here, I want things looking spectacular, right? These people have made an investment to come and spend the day with us for this amazing experience, and I want them to be blown away by these gardens. Therefore, I need to feed my plants. So just wanted to kind of give you an update on how all of this was doing, how it was all growing. The only maintenance that I have done in this part of the bed was on Saturday. I came through and I deadheaded the dahlias, and then I just took the tippy tops off of the coleus to make things nice and tight and compact. But this is why we do the gardens here at Creekside, because yes, we have the retail portion of the nursery where you can buy those annuals, perennials, and shrubs. But also, I want you to see those exact plants that are sitting on the shrub lot in a real garden. So you can see how we pair it with other plants to give you an idea. How is it performing in North Carolina with our heat and humidity and the floods and the crazy cold winds sometimes that we get in the wintertime. So you can really see firsthand how these plants are performing in the gardens here in North Carolina. We would love for you to come see us Wednesdays through Saturdays. Of course, the gardens are open to the public. You are more than welcome. We encourage you when you come to come visit the signature garden to walk through. This is just one garden. We have lots of others, that privacy berm, gardens in the pines for the shade. We have got lots of gardens for you to explore here at Creekside, to be inspired and to get ideas and to take those ideas and apply them to your own garden. So we hope to see you Wednesdays through Saturdays at 9 to 3. Don't forget, this Saturday, May 25th, Food Junkie. Make sure you get here early and get those delicious donuts as always. Okay, we love you. We'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.